Main official for folks. A couple of things. One, keep the conversations to as little as possible, please. And also, if you've got cell phones and things, let's put them on mute. All right. It's my pleasure to introduce our clinicians today. Again, Charles Doc Beckwell, he's the Director of Officials for USSSA, and Jason Overlag, who's the main man in the conference USSSA.
See you, Jay.
Gentlemen, you're on.
Thanks, John. Neither of us usually work with microphones, either on the field or off the field, so we're just going to do it this way. We've got a ton of stuff to cover. This national PowerPoint training program is an 8-hour program. We've got about an hour and 45 minutes to do it, or something like that. So Jason, he's going to have to talk fast. Hopefully on our new website, if anybody's been on the new website, you can see that it's a little bit easier to work. We're going to try to make it even easier workable for umpires so that you can go on the website, you can pull this up, you can pull rules interpretations, you can pull up mechanics, you can pull up a rule book from this year and all the previous years. So there'll be a case book on there. There'll be other things on there. It's all for us, the umpires. You will notice if you go on the new website that there's no tab for umpires. There's tab for players. There's tab for sponsors. There's tabs for teams. So you know where we are on the food chain. But this is all for us. And once you get here, I think you'll see, and as Jason goes through it today, I think you'll see that this is really important stuff. This is for the umpire who's starting to umpire today, or the one who has umpired for the past 35 years. There's something in this for every one of you. Jason, not only, the introduction was great, John, I appreciate it. He's not only a conference umpire. He is an assistant UIC in the conference. He's an assistant national UIC of USSSA. Jason is probably one of our finest umpires, and if any of you want to be that best umpire, this is what you can aspire to. And once he starts talking, and if you've ever seen him on live stream doing games, besides the little dance he does behind the plate, he's an awesome umpire. And he's a really good clinician, and I'm pretty much going to turn it over to him right now. Okay. At the end of this, we're going to split up. If you want questions, if you have personal questions that you want to ask after we're all done, we're going to be here all day. And if you really want to be the best you can be at umpiring, you want to be a conference umpire, I would really appreciate people coming to me and give me your name, what you want to do, what the conference is all about. If anybody doesn't know about the conference, all you have to do is go on USSSA live, and you can pull up any of the conference games. Many of you have done it. Many of you have played in it. So, without further ado, give it over to Jason.
Thank you, sir. How's everybody doing this morning? Good. So here's the deal. I am the best umpire in the world.
Facts. I did not say the word.
No, here's the deal. If you don't believe that about your skills, you probably need to go do something else. I'm going to speak to you probably from a conference standpoint because that's all that I do now. I do a little bit of league at home. I kind of mentor some of the guys there. But conference is really not what it's all about. This is about tournament ball, league ball, NIT, states, district, whatever. Don't get the assumption that, this is just a conference dude that thinks he knows what he's doing. That's my only experience that I can relate to, okay? But I feel like I'm the best umpire that's ever done this. And you should feel like that too. If you don't feel like that, then maybe this will help you out. You've got to believe that you're really good at what you do. This is a profession. We are professionals. We get paid money to perform a service. Okay? And the players, as much as we hate it, are our customers. Customers are always right. Well, not In their cases, sometimes not, especially down in E. They always think they're right, but that's okay. We'll get to that. But, so I just want to talk to you from kind of my experience, kind of what I've gone through, what I've done, what I've learned. This is kind of how I put this thing together. If you got any questions, concerns, comments, whatever, raise your hand. We'll get through it as quick as possible. I'm here all week. Not all week. God, I wish I was. No, I don't. Arkansas. I left Arkansas in 67. What is this stuff out here? It's crazy. So, we're going to just jump in this real quick. We have a USSSA National Training Staff. Doc Beckwell, he's my dad. He didn't mention that. He didn't want to say that. That's my father. I'm just kidding. So we've been doing this a little while. We've had the opportunity to do some men's Major World Series. We've gotten some accolades. Yeah, whatever, great. This is us. Also not with us today that also participated in this is Tony Walzak from Macomb, Michigan, and Ken Hawk from Sherwood, Arkansas, who's state director, my best friend. Great guy. Can everybody hear me okay? I don't need the microphone. Can everybody see this okay? I know it's going to be tough over there. I'm sorry. So let's just jump into this. What is an umpire? You must be perfect on day one, and you better improve from there. Anybody got any other definitions for what an umpire is? What's an umpire to you? When somebody says, hey, you're an umpire, how do you describe what you do? Exactly. I call balls and strikes, safes and outs, fairs and fouls. Those are 6 things that are really not that important as an umpire because anyone can do that. Anybody can call safe, out, strike, ball, fair, foul. It takes a special person to be an umpire because there's so much more that goes into it. Beginning with getting there on time. Wearing the proper, oh God, this gets my blood boiling, the proper uniform. Here's the deal. 50% of umpiring is how you look. I don't care what anybody says, what anybody tells you. You walk out to the coin toss and you've got on a Taja shirt and line drive shorts and a dirty hat and your shoes aren't shined. The 2 guys you're flipping a coin with automatically assume that you have no clue what you're doing. Period. You could be the greatest umpire in the world that's ever done it. If you don't look the part, you're not going to be able to play the part. Okay? So we're going to jump into a little bit of that. Wikipedia defines it as someone who has their duties beginning and ending contests. They enforce rules, they pass judgment on plays, and the last part, they control disciplinary actions. We spend more time doing that than we do the other. So you got to be good at that. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can really be a proactive umpire and not a reactive when you got 22 guys running at you because you didn't get from first to second on a bang-banger when you should have been. So there's 2 parts of that problem. One, they're yelling at you, yeah, but you got to get your ass in position. 2 things you got to do as an umpire. Anybody can do this. We cannot teach you judgment. I cannot teach you 3 from release. You either know it or you don't. What I can teach you is how to hustle effectively. Some guys run all over the field, especially in one man. They want to be everywhere. You got to be effective hustle, and you got to be approachable. Okay? If someone comes at me really hard, I'm probably going to be a little standoffish, but if they come out and say, hey, I need to ask you a question, do you mind asking your partner for help? Absolutely. What do you want me to ask him? Every single time. If they come correctly, I'm going to go get help, whether I need it or not. Now, when I go get help, I might say, hey, what are we doing for lunch? This guy wants to get help. We know we got it right. What do you think? Safe out, got it. Yep, we're not changing it. Safe. And this is not safe either. This is safe. Out and in. We'll get to that in a little bit. As an umpire, you exist as the only representative of USSSA softball on the field. Okay? You are the professional. You're getting paid to do a job. And we'll talk about that for a minute too. Some people view umpiring as a second form of income. Okay? It's great. Sometimes the money's really good, and the conference is not. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that you're going to come up and we're wearing this really nice baby blue and navy stuff and we're getting all kinds of paid, because we're not. Okay? We're making $25 a game. Unlimited time. Sometimes unlimited home runs if you're at the Smoky. I was on the plate, 82-76, 3 hours, 47 minutes. I saw over 1,000 pitches, and I got my $25. In fact, at that tournament, you don't even get paid there. They send you a check 2 weeks later. So don't get it messed up that we're carrying bats, we're checking bats, we're carrying buckets all around all these fields, and we're getting $25 a game. Okay? So if you want to do the conference, you've got to want to be an umpire. You can't do it for the money. But back to the money part. Here's the deal, what I found with guys that are doing this as a second form of income. At the end of their 50 minutes, we play 50 minutes in Texas and Arkansas. Pretty good. They're getting 30, one man. If you're at the end of your 50, 55 minutes, they know that no matter what happens, no matter who yells at them, screams at them, at the end of that 7 innings, they're going to get paid. Okay? Those are the guys that don't want to get better. You guys and ladies are here because obviously you want to get better at what you do. Let's not be the guy or girl that at the end of the 55 minutes like, I don't care if you yell at me, I don't care if my strikes don't suck, I don't care if I didn't hustle, where's my check? Okay? That's not the kind of umpire we want. Okay? So, you enforce rules of the game, you maintain professional level of order, and you make calls impartially. The greatest umpire in the game is one when you leave and nobody has any clue you were there. Okay? You don't want to cause any issues. You don't want to add to any issues. But the reason that we add to issues is because we're not trained correctly. We have not done a good job of training umpires in USSSA, period. ASA kills us right now at it. We're getting better. Okay? This is where it all starts. I'm not going to stand up here and read the rule book to you. Okay? If you don't know the rule book by now, we're in trouble. Okay? So, code of conduct. Again, a lot of things go into umpiring that have nothing to do with standing behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Okay? Let's talk about a little bit some of these things. Become a student of the game. Know and study and know the rules. You need to be in the rule book. You need to be reading it, but you also need to be online under the official section looking at the casebook. That's the best place to go. If you go USSSA.com, officials, casebook, it gives you scenario after scenario of real life things that are happening and gives you the answers to them. You've got to get in that. Those are the things that are going to happen to you every single time. Okay? Dress for success. Proper uniform, professional appearance. We talked about that just a minute ago. Please have the right stuff. Now, when I'm talking about the right apparel and when I'm talking about tournament level and up, league play, whatever it is that you're supposed to be wearing in your league, some wear t-shirts, whatever, I get that. But if you're doing a tournament, you really need to have the right stuff. And we've been with Boombah for how many years? 5. If you're still wearing ties, there's a problem. Okay? We've been with the same company. Everybody complains, oh, you're always changing the damn uniform. We've been the same company for 5 years. If you don't have the new shorts, the new shirt, I mean, Kathy's ready for a game. But if a game broke out today, Kathy Peace could umpire right now. And she's in perfect uniform. Black slacks, shirt, undershirt. She's ready to go because she cares about her craft. It says a lot about you when you show up to the park with the right stuff, and if you're willing to pay the whatever it is for the shirt. If you're getting $100 a day, you let them keep 30 and get you a shirt. It's not that big a deal. When I go to my job, I have to have clothes to wear to work. Okay? So this is a job. This is a profession. You're getting monetary gain from it. Be on time. Ooh, if you're early, you're great. If you arrive at the game, you're late. If you're late, don't come. Here's the deal with being on time. There's a lot of reasons why you need to be on time. If you're at a new park, if you've never been there before, you don't know the park rules, where a ball gets under the fence, what's the dugout rules, can we curse, all that kind of stuff. And you also need to meet your partner. How many does a lot of two-man here? Okay, so I'm going to speak a lot to two-man mechanics because that's really the norm where I'm from in the Deep South. One-man mechanic, we got a couple of slides, we'll talk on it. I think John's going to talk mechanics. But in a two-man system, you need to get there, you need to meet your partner, you need to go over the rules, you need to figure out, hey, you wearing the white shirt, I'm wearing the red shirt, I hope you have the white one because we need to match. Okay, you always need to try to match your partner. Always. Conduct yourself in a professional manner. Allow the players to play and the managers to manage. Sometimes as umpires, we want to insert ourselves in a situation where we don't need to insert ourselves just because you're a big badass umpire with a red shirt on. Okay? There's a lot of guys that love, a lot of ladies that love that kick of adrenaline because they're an umpire and they can do whatever they want, say whatever they want, talk to people however they want. Don't do that. They're the customer. Be a professional. Be fair and unbiased in your administration or arbitration of the game. I'm sure you umpire a lot of your friends. It's a lot of fun. It's all fun and games until you bang somebody, a close friend out, and now we have a problem. Okay? Just always be fair. Always be fair. Be firm in your calls. Ha! Not shout. Ooh, that's the worst. Shout. You don't ever want to shout. You don't ever want to shout. You know why you get a shout, right? It's because you didn't wait on him. You didn't sit on that bang banger at first. He comes across the bag, I count my head. 1, 2, call. Nobody's doing anything until you do something, okay? There's no reason to rush. I let it happen, I play it back in my head, boom, and then make the call. That will save you from shouts because it looks bad. You might have got it right, but now everybody in the park knows that 1, you got on the wrong shit, and 2, you're not a very good umpire. Now, you can make 100 great calls in a row. Guess what? Doesn't matter. It's that one call that's going to kill you. And it's because you didn't wait. That's the biggest mistake of an umpire. They want to rush to make that call because they anticipate. It happens in every sport. You got to be careful not to anticipate. That's one of the number one things for a great umpire. Be positive in your words and your actions. When you're working in a two-man system, if you've got a guy behind the plate that just won't give the 10-foot from release, even though it's in the book, and you're the base umpire and you're standing there talking to the second baseman, man, I can't believe he's not giving that pitch. If I was back there, I'd give that to you. It sucks. Hey, it happens, I promise you. I promise you it absolutely happens. And if you ever do it to me, I'll never work with you again and I'll let you know. Don't ever work with guys like that want to bash you to their buddies out there on the field, and then you guys are all cool after the game. Because the first thing the players do is going to come and say, hey, even your partner said you suck, bud. So let's not do that. Let's be positive. Don't be rude, cocky, or unapproachable when you're demeanor. That second word, cocky, not that I'm cocky, but I'm extremely confident in what I'm doing on the field. And I think that comes across to the players. If you can sell it, sell it. Okay? The problem is sometimes we get a little timid and we can't sell stuff. It's not being cocky, but it's being extremely confident. I know where I'm supposed to be on every play. I know every rule that I could possibly know. There are some that I don't know. And there's probably 2 or 3 that I don't know. But I don't want to try to enforce that on the player. I don't want to make myself unapproachable. Okay? Be confident, know your stuff, but just don't be rude. Act professional and cooperate with fellow umpires. We just talked about that. If you can't get along with each other, you need to find another partner, or you need to stick to one-man mechanics where you only have to ask yourself for help. Okay? That's what I would stick with if I were you. Observe fellow umpires. So here's the deal. You want to watch the good ones and don't watch the bad ones. Always find somebody that's better than you at the park. What I do when we do conference events, we travel with the same 8 to 10, 12 guys, but we do also work with the locals. On my off games, I'm going to go try to find the locals. I want to see what they're doing. I want to find a guy that could possibly come join us. We love to have more people. God knows we need it. But don't follow the guys that are doing the bad things and not doing the great habits. They're on the foul line on first base with nobody on, 10 to 15 feet behind the bag. The ball's hit to the outfield, and their first move is to do this. That's not the guy you want to watch. What's your first move if you're a base umpire on a fly ball to the outfield? Second base. You got to get there. You got to get inside, and you got to peek over your left shoulder to help on the touch it first. Okay? We don't button hook. I know I'm wearing baby blue a little bit, but we don't button hook like that other association. Okay? Your first move is always on a fly ball. Boom, is to get inside. Make sure he touches first because you want to help your home plate umpire. That's his call. But if someone needs help and he couldn't see it, he can come to you and ask if you got something. And you got to get to between 50 and second base. Okay? So those are the guys you want to watch. You don't want to watch the guys that don't get to second base, okay, on a ground ball through the infield. And if I'm behind the runner and he's going to second, and now the throw comes in from left field, I'm going to make a call from over here. I hope you get your ass chewed out. I really do. That's nobody's fault but yours. It's not because you didn't know the rules, not because you're not a good umpire. It's because you don't want to get over there and hustle. I'm telling you, if you will hustle to your position, 99% of your problems will go away. Mark, you've been in the conference a long time. Truth or not?
Fact.
Oh yeah, just get there. You may blow it, but if you blow it from 4 feet away versus 44 feet away,
It's a big difference.
huge difference. What are they going to say to you? You're blind? Okay, well, I might be blind, but at least I was over there. Okay? At least I wanted to get over there. At least I cared enough about my craft to get in the right position. I don't know why that's so difficult for some umpires. Well, we do 12 in a row a day. Well, you need to find a different schedule. Or you need to figure out what to do. Maybe that 8th or 9th game, you go stationary. It's not the best option, but it's better than being behind the play at second base. Okay? I don't like the Ironman stuff where guys come in and want to work 8 in a row so they can go home. I don't think there's no way that you can be as good as umpire in your first game as your 8th game if you're doing 8 in a row. Even if it's 2-man, 60-degree weather on turf, and you're doing co-ed, you're not going to be as good. My deal is to be the best umpire on the planet every time I step on the field, and I can't if I'm doing 8 in a row. So 2 on 1 off is great. 2 on 2 off is even better. That's why we do that, guys. 2 on 2 off for conference is good. You know, you spend 4 hours on, 4 hours off. It's good. So, study your mistakes. Correct them quickly. Here's the deal. When I'm working with a new guy, between every half inning, we meet on the first baseline, and we go over what happened that inning. Hey, that's a great job. What did you get the second? Hey, you need to get that angle a little more in there. Angle and distance, you still got to work on that. Settle down on your calls, whatever. Just help them, mentor them. That's what I do between every inning with a new guy. And some even with our veterans, we get together and do that. At the World Series in the 4-man, with 2 of us on one line, 2 of us on the other, we just kind of go over what we did that inning, what we could do better. Always work hard to make yourself better and improve. Always be in the book. Get on YouTube. Watch some of us umpire. See the things we do. See the things we're not supposed to do. Again, what I'm teaching you and what I do all the time is not, sometimes it doesn't match. I don't want you to think that I do everything perfectly because I don't. My strike call, here's the deal. We've gone back to the hammer for the strike. Okay? For a long time, USSSA is like, hey, just do whatever you want to do. Add some flair to it. The book still says that. You kind of freedom to make your strike calls. A lot of people are here. I'm still here. But we've gone back to the hammer. This is how we're going to teach you. Ha! Just like that other association. Just because we need some uniformity, because some people have gotten a little carried away with how they call balls and strikes. I don't need you to dab someone after you ring them up. I see it all over the country. I don't need you to spin around and go down on your knees when you bang somebody, okay? I need you to be a professional. But it starts at the top and we got to teach it correctly. So anyway, honor all your assignments. Be reliable. Don't be one of those guys that calls last minute and can't show up. Now, if you have something come up, I get it, whatever, but don't be that guy that they're always going, yeah, we need another guy because John, he's absolutely not going to be here. Don't have a chip on your shoulder. Be attentive. See the field. Keep your cool. Don't make a bad situation worse. Okay? Any questions there about that? And if I'm speaking way too fast, I apologize. I just want to make sure you get your money's worth and you get through this. So we're not going to argue with players or managers, are we, Mark?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So they always want to pick a fight. Everybody wants to pick a fight. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody thinks they had the better angle. Everyone comes out of the dugout while they're Facebook Living to argue with you, Mark. You've got to know how to handle those situations. I'm not going to argue with anybody, okay? Especially players. You're not going to scream at me from center field about my strike zone. It's just not going to happen. But I preemptively set that up by, at the coin toss, I call for the managers. Not just a 7-year-old because you drove furthest away. Not the right fielder because the manager's not there. I want the managers. And the reason I want the managers is because I tell them, hey, anything goes down, I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you only. Period. End of story. Any of your other guys want to say something to me, I'm going to ask you to remove them from the game. I'm never going to address the problem of someone yelling and screaming at me because I've already decided who the 2 guys, girls, ladies, whatever I'm going to talk to. Can that happen all the time? No. At a 6:30, first of the night league game, you might not get the right person up there. But make sure you know who the coach or the manager is because everything you do, disciplinary-wise, is going to go through them. If you start trying to yell at the second baseman, guess what? His buddy, the middle infielder, is going to start yelling at you. And then the first baseman's going to, because they're all friends, they're going to start yelling. You've created an issue yourself. If you call time, coach. Number 24 has decided he no longer wants to participate. So I'm going to give you some time to make an adjustment, make a change, and then we'll go. I'm going to let him go visit with the second baseman and tell him what the deal is. Because at the pregame, we talked about no F-bombs and no GDs. GD in the South, if you ever come down there and umpire, please don't say it. I know it's prevalent, and on the West Coast, they say it like we say water. But that's just one of the things, as an umpire, you've got, if it's something you strongly believe in about language, there are some parts that's no language. Disney, we all been there. Mickey Mouse does not like the F word. People in Arkansas and the South don't like GD worse than F. But you got to pregame it. You can't not pregame it. They drop it, then you dump them. There's language, no language. Coaches, here's your warning. Nobody's going to say a word. Nobody's going to say the F-bomb. Nobody's going to say GD. You got to cover all that, but you got to make sure you're covering it with the right people so that when it does pop off, you got somebody to go to. Now, if the coach gets run, then it's kind of free-for-all then. I find the guy with white tennis shoes on that's not playing, I dump him. So you want to explain the ruling to the manager confidently. You've got to be confident when a manager comes out. You better know what's going on. He comes running at me on a play at first base. Coach, here's the deal. What are you asking me? You ask me for a pull to it or bobble ball because that's really all I'm going to be able to help you with. Beat it, not beat it, that's not part of it. Make sure they're asking the right question. But don't be a hard ass if they ask the wrong question. Nope, wrong question. Sorry, I got to go. What do you want? Tell me what you want me to do. I want you to go ask your partner if you bobble the ball. Or if his foot was off the bat. No problem. Coach steps back, I get with my partner, away from everybody. Everybody wants to crowd around, get them away from you. Coach, get them away from you. Make your decision, make the call. Now, if it's going to be a call that's going to affect the game, 7th inning is going to be, all hell's going to break loose, you get with your partner, you discuss it. Remember those two coaches you had a manager's meeting with? Call them, get them together. Here's the deal. This is the call. I'm going to let you say what you need to say right here in this huddle, and then when that's done, it's over with. It's about preemptive umpiring. If you'll do some of this stuff, I promise you, you're going to have a much better experience. Don't touch anyone on the field. I don't know if we had the video of a fight, but we had a fight break out at B Worlds a couple years ago, B&B, and somebody cheesed and screaming and they all came running out. And what you see on that video is all 4 of our guys going, we're good. We're just going to stand here. We're going to let you guys handle it. And all we're doing is getting numbers 21, 16, 4, and 7 all across the line. So when this is done, they're going to be done. Don't get in there and try to figure it out and push people back. Like, don't do any of that. That is not your responsibility. Okay? Let grown men do what grown men, idiots, are going to do with their eye black and their hand towels and their front tucks and their, God bless. Anyway, let them do what they do, okay? Don't make the problem bigger than it already is. Step back, you get numbers when you're done. 27, 14, 8, and 7 are done, coach. I need you to tell them, and I need substitutes. If we don't, we're going to have a ball game. Get the tournament director over, because umpires can't call a forfeit in most cases. Hey, here's what we got, and go from there. Don't allow anyone to be combative and unruly. Same thing. You got to nip it in the bud quick. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. If you don't visit with the right people in the beginning, if you don't pregame it and say, we're not going to be unruly, then when they get unruly, don't be surprised when they go, hey, you didn't tell us, you didn't pregame it, okay? Always pregame. We'll cover pregame very, 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 very detailed here in a minute of exactly how it should be done. Don't smoke on the field. God bless. You guys that smoke and vape and whatever you do, that's great. Please don't do it on the field. I'd rather you not do it in uniform. There may be some park rules, maybe some rules up here in the region that you can't anyway. We just have to cover that. Don't do it on the field. Don't be standing on the fence between innings, smoking, going, man, I can't believe I couldn't get over to second base. Well, you're smoking. So, don't consume alcoholic beverages before the game. Now, I'm a pretty good umpire, but I'm real good when I'm hammered. I promise. But I can't do that, okay? So don't get hammered or lit before the game. You know, I'm not trying to tell your personal business, but if you've got games to call that day, you might not want to hit the mimosas before, whatever. And do not consume alcohol while wearing a uniform. Here's the deal. When we're doing a conference event, we usually wait till everyone's completely done. We go out to the parking lot. We have a cooler. We sit around, huddle up, talk about what went wrong, what went right, we drink. Sometimes, if it's a long night, and we're at a BLD park where they have a bar and all that, as long as you're out of uniform and you're done for the night, it's okay. Don't be excessive about it. And again, UICs up here may have different rules. I'm just telling you, don't ever do it in uniform. Never be caught drinking a beer, whether you're done or not for the night, in uniform. Because this is what happened tomorrow when you see that dude, and you miss one and you don't get the second. You should have been out of the bar, bub. Should have been home ironing that Taja shirt that's 100 years old. Okay? I'm a real stickler about this uniform thing, and I'm just telling you, I've seen it from first-hand experience, day after day after day. Guys show up in the wrong stuff because they just don't want to buy a shirt out of pure spite. I'm not buying another shirt because the Boomba shirt looks like my Taja shirt. No, it doesn't. Okay, it just doesn't, and I think it's a bad representation of USSSA. Yes, sir.
Can you go over what's considered out of uniform?
I'll get to it. We're going to cover apparel here in just a second. Absolutely. In detail. Yes, sir.
Does anybody in USSSA go to the boom bar with complaints from players about the uniforms, like shorts in particular?
We asked. Yeah. What is a complaint?
They don't fit. I brought mine here to a tailor, and they said, missing a belt loop up towards the front.
So they don't have a belt loop in the front.
They're missing belt loops on the side and front.
So let's do this. Let's do this. Uniform complaint meeting is at 2 o'clock today. Because I don't give a damn. It's the uniform we wear it.
Yeah, so if you have any complaints, take my cell number down and just text me the
This ought to be fun.
586 482
Send it to me. I'll send it.
2580.
You ain't getting my cell number.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll ignore you anyway.
I got your number, Jack. I'll put it out.
If you have more than just text to send me an email. An email is pretty simple. It's charles.beckwell@uSSSA.com. CHARLES.BECKWELL.
Everybody good? All right, moving on. So this brings us right into our favorite subject, umpire duties. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we have, what's coming, that kind of thing. I'm gonna flip through the slides. You don't have to go fast, so can you talk fast?
Yeah, I can talk fast.
Are you sure? Because sometimes you get lost in the weeds.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of like your pregame.
So anyway, here's our uniform.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, so we've signed up with Boomba for 3 more years. So we will be having Boomba. Boomba is fixing their website right now. If you go on the website, you can still get all of the stuff you've gotten for the past. Shorts, we're going to try to fix. We'll try to help you. They've changed production from the Far East to the Dominican Republic. So the Dominican Republic is a little bit like an athletic cut, more athletic cut. So, you know, they asked me, well, what kind of shape are the umpires in? And I said, well, if you consider round a shape, we're good. So there may be some other adjustments you have to make, not just the shorts. But these shirts right here, the red one, the white one, and we have the black one, our fast pitch umpires love our black one. These shirts are going to stay. Boomba purchased reams and reams and reams of that material, the same one that Kathy's wearing. That material, when they run out of that material, they are going to be going to a sublimated material. I have a sample of the new type of shirt up in the front. It's totally sublimated, so the logos are not embroidered on any longer. You can't even feel it. It's the same as the material.
And it'll come from Boomba like that, too.
It will come from Boomba like this. The ones for slow pitch will be kind of the same pattern. It'll be red and white, and it'll have markings on it. All these markings are just sublimated. You can't feel it. If you want to see this, you can come up here after. I had a red one. I passed it around in the room in Seattle. Yeah, you see, I don't have it anymore. Yeah. So anyway, the shorts. If you feel they don't fit, see, when you say they don't fit, that doesn't help. What doesn't fit? Is it the legs? Is it the waist? Is it the length of them? What? So when you send me the email, tell me what it is. What it is that doesn't fit. The hats that we have, Herb's wearing the new hat. That hat right there will be mandatory 2019 Worlds. This year you can wear it. Next year you can wear it. But it's going this direction. It's a new era hat, and it holds up. The color holds up. Those logos hold up. So those guys that want to buy a hat 10 years later still have the same hat, that might look okay.
Are they adjustable?
This is not adjustable. These are flex fit. There are 4 sizes. There's extra small, small, medium, medium large, large, extra large. So if you can't fit into one of those 4, you might have to wear your shorts on your head. You should be able to fit into one of the 4 sizes. With the GSL stuff, it's the same kind of thing. We'll have new uniforms.
Y'all wearing GSL stuff too?
It's orange. GSL is a partner with USSSA. They're part of USSSA. We are part of them. Okay, so
you're opening it up. They can wear a red hat or a black hat.
Slow pitch is going to go red top, black bill. Flip back to that.
This year, right now.
That hat right there.
Yep.
You can wear this hat this year. You can wear our normal hat.
The black hat.
The black hat.
Yes. Including Worlds? Yeah. Including this year's
Worlds.
2019 Worlds,
Yeah.
that's the hat.
Everybody on the field has to be wearing the same hat. Just like the same jacket. So in our new product, I told you I'd do this fast, right?
Yeah, you're slow as hell, come on.
In our new product, you're gonna have the 3 shirts, the shorts, the socks will still be online, but well, we phased out white. They've got about 3,000 pair of white socks at Boomba that they want us to sell, and I said, hey, good luck with that. So it'll be the black socks on there, and the jacket. I saw some people with the black jacket with the red stripe on it. That'll still be there, but it'll only be, they're going to cut down to 1. And the one that they're going to cut down to is not the thinner one, it's a thicker one. Because we are adding in those pullovers that we have, the short sleeve pullover like this. Yeah. We'll still have the red one. We'll have the white one for people who think they get hot when they umpire. The black one is phased out, but what we're putting back in is a long sleeve thin pullover. So we don't have to wear the big jacket. So you'll have, well, it'll be a black one with red markings here. It'll be a red one with black markings here. Those two are to be used. So you got your home plate umpire wants to wear the big jacket. It's black. You're in the field. We don't want you to wear a red jacket. You can wear the black pullover. If you just want to wear red and black because that looks good, you'll have the red pullover to wear. So you'll see those on the Boomba website at some point. They're just converted. They just converted the website Friday, so they're still in the process of doing it. You may see uniforms in places that it's not these uniforms. Just make sure that you get those uniforms.
You done?
I think so.
God,
Any questions?
just email me, please. No, sir. No more questions.
Question.
Yep.
The other association brought up doesn't allow you to wear watches. Do you wear watches on the field, or you guys?
Here's my deal with that. I don't care a lot of people wearing Fitbits, whatever, that kind of thing. Doesn't matter to me. Here's the perception of a watch, though, in a timed game. I'm just telling you, perception is reality. They catch you one time looking at your watch, they're going to be on your ass. So that's up to you. I would rather you not wear one. There's nothing that says you can't. I would just rather you not wear one.
Yeah, the official is you may wear a watch.
Okay.
Well, everything he said.
So, for those who are interested in doing conference, there's a conference USSSA section on Boomba now. We have 4 or 5 different shirts. We kind of separated ourselves from the red and black. It's kind of a different entity. We don't have any red and black. So this is the stuff that we're going to wear if you're interested. We have that same black jacket, but we got it in light blue, and that's our pullover. So, and that's our new hat. So if you're interested in doing a conference, you got to buy all this stuff too. Just part of it. That's what it is. And that's the deal with us. The conference is a whole different ball of wax. I'll just talk about it for just a second. Those are the guys that don't care about getting paid. I would do this for free. I really would. Don't tell anybody that I work for that I ever said that, but I would umpire for free. The Smoky Mountain game that I did last year on the dish, best thing I've ever been part of, I would have done it for free. But that's because I love to umpire. So buying all this stuff for me, it's not a big deal. I buy it when I can, buy it in bulk, whatever. I'm going to get the right stuff. Some guys just aren't like that, and that's great. Not trying to pick on you, whatever. But if you want to talk to us about doing a conference event, coming to a conference event, there's a lot of guys, a lot of conference guys are still paying their own way to get to an event. A lot of guys going down to the duel in April that are paying their own plane ticket. They don't get reimbursed for that. They're going to do 17, 18 games and maybe break even, but it's because they love the game. So if you're interested in doing that, you think you're capable of doing that, please get with us and see us. And if you look good in this color. That's it. So, does anybody have any questions on apparel before we move forward, before Doc sits down, stands up? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I asked you earlier.
Yep.
When you were talking about guys drinking when they're done, what's legally considered out of uniform?
Shirt off.
Well, 3 things probably. I would think the safest thing to be if it says U-Trip on it, please don't have it on. Yep. Shirt, undershirt, that undershirt with the U-Trip right here, nothing that makes people think that's an umpire. They may know you as an umpire, I get it, people are going to know who you are, but you don't want to give anybody that, if you're out of town or you might not know them, the idea that you're drinking while you're in uniform. It's just not professional, okay? So, we're going to jump into the pregame. This is where it all starts, okay? From beginner to advanced, you've got to do this, I say, the same way every single time so everyone knows what's going on, okay? This is the way that we do it in the conference. This is the way I do it. It's the way I was taught to do it. This is how I'm going to teach it. You may do some of these things. You may do none of these things. There may be something you can take with you back home and say, hey, you know what, it's a good idea. I'm going to try that. So we're going to jump into it. So, first of all, part of your pregame is get to the park early to meet your partner. Okay, go over park rules. We covered this. Field rules. Check bats. Does everybody know what we're looking for on the bats? Jesus. Thumbprint. End cap. Cracks. Proper tape. 10 inches, not 47 inches. No spray on the barrel. That's new. Get it off. Get it out. Clean it. Here's what you can use to clean it, whatever it's called. I can't remember what the solvent stuff is called. No spray on the barrel. Period. Okay? We haven't really enforced that because the book says solvent, adhesive. They've gotten around it by saying 3M's not really either one of those, blah, 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 whatever. Get the spray off the barrel. Okay? Don't let them play with it. You've got to check bats between every game. I'm assuming every tournament up here around here is a bat check tournament, right? They got to at least pull them out, put them on the fence, let you look at them, and then we go. Now, it's not to say that when they take it back in the dugout, they're going to bring something else out. I get it, whatever. But we've done our due diligence. If something ever goes to David Ebal, who's the legal counsel, did y'all check the bats for the tournament? Yes, we did. Because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. So make sure that we're looking for that. End cap, cracks. If they got a worn out end cap, here's the deal, what we look for. So my thumbnail, okay, not everybody can see this, but my thumbnail's right here, right? So I'm looking, if the wear on the bat is below my thumbnail all the way around, gone, we're not going to use it. Not saying it's altered. Don't get into this conversation of my bat's not illegal, didn't say it was illegal. I'm saying it's unsafe for USSSA play based on the wear, okay? Cracks the same way, looking for spider webs, all that kind of stuff. But the jimming of the end cap, if it looks like a screwdriver's been to it or whatever, you got to get rid of it. Okay, just to be safe. Not saying it's altered, and I'm not saying that on field 2 I don't like it. You take it to field 4 and they let you use it. Not saying that's not what happened, but on my field, here's what we're going to do. Okay, to be consistent, I just go thumbnail. In the conference, you have to worry about it. They put it in buckets for you. You just got to carry those some bitches all the way across the country every day. Yes, it is true, isn't it, Kathy? Yes. It's awful. So anyway,
I attest to that.
So what you want to do is introduce yourself to the managers. I'm Jason. People get into this whole thing and they don't need to know your name. I don't really care. I'm going to be there all day. They're going to be there all day. My name's Jason. Whatever. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Shake their hands. Gentlemen, I want to make sure that I'm talking to the two managers because if anything goes down, I'm going to talk to you and you only. Okay? If they say, well, I'm not the coach, then please get them. Okay? Please take your time to do that. Don't rush through that process. If it's a league night game, I get it. It's different. Tournament, we want the right guy doing it. Well, I'll put you in a lineup. Well, when you get done with the lineup, we're going to do the pregame. Okay? So, explain their situation arises. You'll only be speaking with them. I'm not speaking to your center fielder. I'm not speaking to your first baseman. They want to yell and come at me real strong. What's the only thing you have to do? Time. Time. Some of you guys don't know that word. I promise you. Some of you guys don't ever say time during the game. What you do is walk back to the plate. Time. When they start a snowball fight with that ball because they couldn't hear you say time, good luck. Time! Coach, number 21 has decided he no longer wants to play. Okay, it's real simple. Ground rules. This is the order we cover them in. This is what we cover. There's a lot of things you can say in the ground rules. Don't get lost in the weeds of trivial stuff. Cover these points. Introduction to the managers. What class they're playing. Hey, you're playing Class E. Now I'm going to say what the home runs are and the penalties for excessive. No home runs. Everything over the fence is going to be offensive ejection. It's going to end the inning. Everybody aware of that? Good. In GSL, if they're playing a dual tournament of GSL U-Trip rules, sometimes they might allow the E to have a DHH. If they do, B gets to hit all they can hit. Okay? So we're going to cover the run rules, 20, 15, 12, and 10 after 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to flip-flop 1 after 7. You can throw that in. It's fine. Time limit. We're playing time limit, 55 minutes. We're starting on the first pitch. Unless you dig around and you want to warm up and stuff and we're supposed to be going, we're going to play right then. Okay, we're going to start the clock right then. Language. Gentlemen, here's what I don't want to hear. No F-bombs and no GDs. If you say it to me, you're an effing horrible umpire versus that's a horrible call. Two completely different things. Okay? Here's what we need to be careful with about language. People cuss. Okay, I get it. If you're cussing loud enough that I can hear you and the center fielder can hear you and the people in stands can hear you, you're going to have to really think about it because I'm probably going to dump you. If you get a pop fly and it's like, shit, as you're coming out of the box, it's just being you, it's all good. Okay? But if you ever cuss me, if they ever put a pronoun in front of their cuss word, you, your, I don't throw people out. They've just given themselves a chance to go sit somewhere else. Okay? It's real simple. If they put a pronoun in front of it, they got to go. Don't warn them again. You're warning them now. This is your warning. If they choose not to go back and tell them, which they won't, they will never go back and tell their team this, hey, dude, he's not playing. No F-bombs or GDs. Do not cuss. If you cuss, you're going to be let go. Okay? That's his fault. Because I'll explain to him, hey, remember what I told you? Now you got to go explain to him that I explained that to you and you didn't say it. Okay? It's your only warning. Housekeeping. Here's the deal. I'm not going to babysit bats outside the dugout between innings. I am going to explain to you the penalty for having those bats outside the dugout. Okay? Gentlemen, after the inning, if you want to leave your bats out, no problem. But if a ball gets over there, okay, I'm going to send people home. Or I'm going to reward bases, or I'm going to call somebody out closest to home. Okay? Depending on whose bats are out, whose equipment's out. I'm not in charge of equipment duty. I'm not going to be on them the whole game yelling and screaming, making an ass of myself because they won't pick up their gloves off the railing, or they won't get them off the front step of the dugout, or they won't put their bats up. If they don't, here's the penalty. Period. Simple. It's in the book. Block ball. Okay? We're going to kill somebody closer to home that hadn't already crossed, or I'm going to award bases. If you want to pick your stuff up, great. Okay? If you don't, don't. It's not a problem. Here's the penalty. Dugout. Conference, most other places is 2 on deck, everybody else inside. 2 on deck, 2 coaches, and a batter, we're ready to go. If it's one out at your park, tell them, 1 out or 2 out. Here's where we get into a thing with, well, they won't stay in the dugout. Well, keep their asses in the dugout. You're a facilitator of the game. That's part of it. If a ball gets overthrown and someone's out of the dugout and gets hit in the head and killed, guess what? In the book it says, this is how many you're supposed to be out. Mr. Umpire in the court of law, how many did you let out? 27 of them. I'm telling you, it's going to be on you if you don't do, this is not to be an ass. This is important safety factor of the game. And it's real simple. 2 on deck, everybody else inside. Batter comes to the plate. For every batter, I am right here. Between every pitch, I'm right. This is your best friend in the entire world of softball is your hand. Because guess what? Can't nobody do nothing as long as I'm right here. 4 things have to be ready. Obviously, I'm one of those things have to be ready, and I'm not ready if I have my hand up. He gets in the box, let me know when you're set. I'm going to peek, look over here, look over here. If I have people on his team that are outside the dugout, guess what? So eventually, he's going to step out and say, what the hell's going on? Well, not going to help me get your boys back in the dugout over there. So now he's pissed off at them, and he's taking care of it for me. I have to say a word. I'll just stand here. I'll ask him a couple times, hey guys, kennel up, get in the dugout, whatever. I'm not going to babysit you for 7 innings and be an asshole about it and start threatening to throw people out if you don't get in the dugout. Really? You're not going to throw people out there in the dugout, I promise. If you are, then you got probably a chip on your shoulder. I'm right here. Time. Hey guys, just whenever you guys want to get inside. But if you don't cover it in the pregame, guess what? Well, we didn't know. You didn't tell us. Field 7's letting us have 82 people out. That's the key to getting to the ballpark early and meeting with everybody. Guys, everybody's got to be on the same page with the dugout. Got to get them in the dugout. If you don't want to get them in the dugout, don't. Again, same thing with the bats and stuff out. But don't tell them that. Don't tell them you got to stay in the dugout and then in the 4th inning just let it go because you're 2 into the game. That's part of the game. That's game management that has nothing to do with balls and strikes. Bats, same thing. They want to be out, equipment, whatever, penalties. Here's what the penalties are. Ask if they have any questions, and we're going to double flip it. Always double flip it. You're going to be heads, you're going to be tails. Flip it, it hits. If you're landing on heads, what do you want to be? Heads or tails again. You call it. Okay, double flip, always. Everybody doing a double flip? If you're not, you probably want to start doing it. Because if you go to Worlds, we'd like for you to do that there in every class. You might have any questions. I know I'm speaking way too fast. So I want to cover the whole time. I want to get to in-game stuff. Okay? Wish this team good luck. Shake their hands. Here we go. Okay? Clock started. If we're on a time game, we're going. Okay? Game management. So, this is based on a 2-man system. I'm going to discuss with Kathy before the game, hey, I want to make sure, I'm behind the plate, you're the lead umpire. You're always the head umpire behind the plate, okay? This is your field, you decide how it's going to be done. Kathy, here's the deal. I'm going to take the tags at the corners. You're going to do everything at second base, okay? I'm going to call outs. I know some of you guys, field guy calls outs. That's how they're going to teach the mechanics. That's great, as long as we're all doing the same. Yes, sir?
I'd like to get back to the coin flip.
Let's go.
You're off game. Should the alternate umpire be flipping?
Absolutely. So, yeah, so let's cover that. So in the conference, we don't do that. It has to be done on the field. Every other division, get it done. That saves you, could be 4 or 5 minutes. And here's the deal. Don't let them come out and start doing this grounder bullshit if it's 9:05 and it's a 9 o'clock game. Flip them. Let's go. Well, here's what you can do. Just start the clock. That's fine. He'll take the GP. 9 o'clock game. It's 9:05. So I'm going to start the clock, and you just guys let me know when you're ready to play. It's all about game management. It's not being a hard ass, screaming at them, whatever. It's just doing the things that you should be doing as umpire. Start the clock. Do what guys are not going to take infield. But yes, getting that coin toss done, that off umpire, if it's a 2-on, 1-off situation, that guy should be getting the coin flip every single time so that we're ready to go. So, because here's the deal. 3 minutes each game, times 11 games. That 1 a.m. start for the finals is going to be 3:30. Yes, sir.
On home runs.
Yep.
If there's 15 home runs in a game, just a number.
Okay.
And you have 4 balls or so to play the game.
Yep.
And what do you do in a situation when nobody's getting the balls and you're running out of time? You're trying to get both sides to get the balls in. What's the rule there?
Here's the deal. There is no rule for that. One, that's not my responsibility to get your balls. If you can't get them back in time, that's fine. Now, if I have guys specifically not going to get them or taking their time because they want to run the clock, okay, that can be called unsportsmanlike conduct, and I can start awarding penalties, or I can stop the clock, whichever one I want to do. But in that case of getting home run balls and back in, if the clock's running. They know it's running. They see it's running. I've told you. Now, here's what you don't want to do. If you don't have a clock and you're keeping it on your phone, you can't let them know at the end of the game, hey guys, 30 seconds left. Well, shit. That's not good game management. Starting at 5 minutes, I let them know every minute. We got 5, 4, 3, whatever. So they are aware of what's going on. The onus is on them to go get those balls, not me. I've given you the information. I've told you how much time was left. I haven't made, here's the deal. Guys want to start screaming, you got to get them in and out. Well, no, I don't. If you're not forcing them to hustle in the first inning, don't dare start screaming them in the 7th that they got to get in and out. I just tell them after inning, hey guys, get in and out. Here we go. Want to give you as much time as possible to play. Just a little hustle, please. You just got to stay on them throughout the game. You can't at the end go, hey, nobody's getting the home run balls. What's the deal? I don't know what you do in that situation, really, because you can't do it because it's not your job to go get them. If they don't want to go get them, they don't want to get them. The time runs out, it runs out.
One side's always unhappy. The team that's losing.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Yes, sir.
What happens if you run out of balls? You can't retrieve them, there's a lake behind the outfield fence, whatever. I had a league game that ran out of balls.
I've never... 25, this is my 25th year at umpire. I started when I was 4. I have never...
You ain't 29, Jeff.
I've never seen that happen, but you got me. I'm on Facebook Live and I don't know the answer for everybody at home watching. If you run out of balls, that seems like a league problem to me, or someone didn't buy enough balls. But guess what? That clock's still going to run. Okay? Because I got another game to do. All right, here we go. Game management. So, who's going to take the trail runner to third? If you're doing an Ironman, when I say Ironman, you're doing 6, 7 in a row as a partner, who's going to take that trail runner? You know what? Here's the deal. We're going to be out here 7 games in a row. Single or ball hits the outfield, nobody on base. If you'll take them to second, I'll roll them up and pick them up at third. But what happens when I roll up and pick them up at third?
We gotta go home.
We gotta get home. So if you have a partner that can't do that after the first couple of times you explain it to them, you just say, no, you take them to third, I'm gonna stay right here. Or you get between half innings, say, hey, on that mechanic there, I'm gonna help you out and get to third so you're not running. You've got to at least get back to the pitchers now. It kind of helps me out in case of an overthrow. We got to have somebody call them home because the scorekeeper is not a very good umpire. I've had people defer to the scorekeeper. Hey, what did you have? Or I've had them ask the shortstop, hey, will you be honest and tell them that?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
There is an umpire that went into the National Hall of Fame in Nashville, Tennessee, said, ask the shortstop to be honest and tell him what he had saved around. Please don't be that guy, ever. Don't do that. Okay? Communicate between innings. Find a spot in every inning, communicate with your partner. Discuss any situations you can handle better next time. Hey, dude, you're doing great. The mechanics are good. You're getting really good angle and distance at first base. If this was first base here, you're getting really good angle and distance. You're just calling it way too quick. Just slow the game down. When it hits, 1, 2, call. Okay? And here's the deal with calling too, bang bangers. I've learned this too. Some of you young guys that want to get as loud as you possibly can with bang banger, you want to curl hop and hammer somebody. Just remember, the louder you get, the louder they're going to get if it's close. What I've chosen to do in my old age, I don't say anything usually, even if it's a bang banger. I'm here, I'm down on one knee, close to it, out. Watch any major league guy, any of them. A couple times they'll bang them hard. It's always make it seem routine and effortless. That way they'll go, well, shit, you must have known what it was. Okay? If you're jumping around yelling, Sal, I'm God. So, remind each other your responsibilities. Hey, don't forget, if nobody's on base and I'm here, fly balls down the right field line, I'm going to go get it. So if I go get those, what's the home plate umpire going to do? We got it all. So now we're in a one-man system. Because once you go out, you never come back, ever. Even if they get in a rundown, the one man's just got to figure it out. Once they go, but they got to know that, okay? Hey, step down the right field line. I love to go get it. I'm going to chase it, and I'm going to call fair foul so that you know you got to be in the field of play. Okay? Those are things you got to talk about. Help out a newer partner with encouragement for tips and be in position. Like I said, be a mentor to somebody. Don't correct your partner from across the field. Or discuss your partner's calls with players and fans. Here's the deal. I call it out at first. Obvious to everyone else that he pulled his foot, but I'm in an angle to which I can't see that, okay? I bang him out. They scream me for help, and I point at the home plate guy. Oh. Don't ever point. If someone ever does that to me and points at me, I'm going to point right back. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea why you're pointing. Ha! Hey, I think he pulled his foot. Time! What do you want to know? I think he pulled his foot. You want me to ask for help? Yep. In a four-man system, I would say, who do you want me to go to? Some of them have better angles. There's a play that we're going to talk about that I made that almost cost some people some things, and it was a bang banger, and I went to my partner at first base for help looking down the second base line. Okay, so who do you want me to ask? What do you want me to ask him? Don't ever point. Okay, there's no reason why you can't stop and get it right. Okay, our goal is to get it right, even if it's a judgment call. Even if it's a force out and a four-man. I'm doing a four-man at the World Series. My only responsibility is second base. That's it. That's all I have responsibility for. I bang a guy at second base, called him out. Clearly he was safe. I'm standing this far away from second base. I absolutely kicked it. So after the play was over, I could feel the other six eyes of my partners looked at me like, God, you're terrible.
That is not what I said.
Exactly what he said.
But some coach Jason, I know second base is your only job, but I really think you missed it. I think Tony at first might have had a better angle. The middle infielder pulled off towards the infield. Maybe you couldn't see that. You might want to get help. I'm like, I only have one job, and it's just this one. Are you going to embarrass me like that? Yeah, can you go ask for help? No problem. So I get together, and this was the first time that ESPN was doing the World Series, and they had an on-field reporter. So we're in our four huddle. She comes up behind us and puts her microphone into the huddle. And says, just want to know what you guys are discussing. Well, ma'am, I'm discussing that I suck. So if you back off, that would be great. So anyway, we got together. All three of them said, Jason, you absolutely blew it. We got to get it right. I didn't have to change it. It's a judgment call. It's not a process. It's not a pulled foot, a bobble ball. It's a judgment call. I missed it. My guys that I trust said I missed it. Guess what? We get to go together and have putting him back on base. He's safe. Now, some guys won't do that because they have so much pride as an umpire. They're never wrong. Bullshit. That's a problem. Get the call right. That's our job, to get it right. Who cares if you're out of position? Just get it right. Now, if they come to you rude, you don't have to go through all the motions. Yes, sir. You're in the back. I'm sorry.
So, one of the things you said earlier about that conference,
Yep.
one of the things I always say to certain players is that don't come to me ready to make a call. Go to them like to make.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A lot of times you got to start shooting with you.
Yeah, start screaming the whole way umpire because you're the head guy. Yep, absolutely.
When I try to make the call,
Yep.
you go to him.
Right. So, that's a great point, because don't let them bully you into giving him help. on a pulled foot, if they want to scream at you about pulled foot, you don't call time and go, hey, oh no, I didn't come to you for help. Nobody came to me for help when I made the call. Okay, no one came and asked me, so we're not going to do that. Always make sure, as a head umpire, you explain to them. It's a great point. Whoever makes the call, that's who you go to, and whoever makes the call changes the call if you're going to change it. Okay, you don't want to bang them out, and your home plate umpire say, nope, safe. Don't ever let that happen, okay? These are the kind of things that I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. I've seen umpires just walk off the field. I'm done. He's going to call them all. Let him call them all. Get it. One man. You're one man the next 13 in a row. Good luck. So, be respectful of your partner. If you made the call, change the call. You need to teach them to go to the right person. Okay?
Yes, we're going to take a break here.
Okay, we're going to take a break here. We're going to go to the restroom, and we'll be back in how long, John?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
A lot of pizza. Good job out of you, Jay.